Knight, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, that is correct.
This was 15. This is 15. It felt quick, but I think they can go faster.
Well, we'll see. It all starts with the drafts right now as we enter the drafts for game number 2. Outplay. Will they be able to adjust to the dominant force that is ONIC, or will ONIC take over? We'll see. Outplay still on Blue's side.
Well, we're seeing a lot of the same bans all over again. This time, Blue being banned out within the second ban rather than the third. I do want to see the adjustments here. We do see the Lancelot get banned out for the side of OP, making sure that at the very least, they can punish Kyrie. The man needs to be human at some point.
I mean, he is the one, and you never know his limits. As soon as he debuted into the MPL Philippines, everybody saw his potential, but it took years. And who'd have thought it took him being an import to actually shine and get on top of that mountain?
It's difficult to hold on to that moniker, the Sky King. Some even saying Kyrie Esports last year. But now, as ONIC, this is a full, good-looking squad where they have multiple avenues to win. And I think all teams have kind of recognized after seeing the World Champions Echo play, having those multiple avenues gives you such an edge over everybody else.
And this is what you can expect from ONIC, right? If they win game number 1, they're not going to stick completely to what made them win game number 1. They're going to be adjusting on the go with their opponents as well. You see a Lancelot ban, they are going to let go of the Fredrin, and they're instead going to ban the Yves. And here, with Fredrin left open, it's instantly picked up by OP.
Personally, for me, I think that this could be a potential bait. This is a flex pick, but I'm foreseeing that OP want to be able to get this Beatrix into a carry-specific matchup so that Basic can actually roll over that lane and focus very much on his side of the map. ONIC, for all we know, this is CW. He could get the Claude all over again and say, yeah, I'm not going to fall into the pit trap just yet.
Yep, so Mr. Worldwide, Coach Dale, see the adjustment coming from a mile away. But ONIC obliges. There's the Valentina, so they want to have their choices open too. They want to make sure that OP stay honest and they pick up the Arlott, which likely is going to fall in the hands of Boots, but we have seen Kiboy play him in the roam.
Hoon's got to be careful now, you know. ONIC, they're really smug about things, and I think if Hoon doesn't pick up a mage, they're going to do the same thing they did to Sans.
No.
Yeah, they're going to
Choke
go
him
in, they're going to try to choke Hoon out. If Outplay don't pick up a mage here, I have a feeling, I can sense Coach Denver, Coach Yeb, just smiling, smug smile.
All right. Well, they go ahead and arm up Shark, and there you go. They know. All right. Coach Dale knows Yeb. They're good friends. They've been working in the same leagues for years now. And they give the Farsa over. Farsa and Franco. That's a very fast rotating duo.
Okay, I think this is all right. I think that the way that they're leaning towards here, at least they've kind of pivoted in the way that they're looking to approach the draft. At the very least, passing over the Feathered Airstrike or even the Bloody Hunt over to the Valentina is going to be generally okay, but both are making sure that they don't show what their marksman is just yet. And I think this is a really important point because the mindset, unless Coach Yep shows, you know what, let's get the Claude early on and then see how OP responds.
I think the Claude is still a very, very good pick here for ONIC. Then they can go just ban out the carry, a hero that should be paired up with Franco usually. But it's going to be the Beatrix, a bit more range to play with. They know right now with the Valentina and the Arlott, they are lacking in that range department. So they want to get a little bit more some more tools to actually go and siege.
Question, Mirko. You think by any chance Keyboy is going to get his hands on the Arlott?
Oh, that's still an option they can go for. Up against the Franco, it's going to be really, really good, right? You try to go for the Bloody Hunt and you get instantly Final Slash back. I think it is a possibility, and I think again, they're utilizing this as a flex pick.
Exactly, right? Because they can still go, oh, you know what? Yutong. Then I don't have to always waste that Final Slash with a flicker just to cancel out the Feathered Airstrike.
Yep.
But also, the Fredrin is still a flex pick. So again, I think both teams just want to keep that option open. They still want to answer back. ONIC taking away options from Basic, and OP just making sure that best player one has the best game that he can. If this is going to be a Fredrin, going into whatever Kyrie might get his hands on, I'd say in a Retri battle, it's still 50-50. I think it's better than the Martis earlier. But then again, Kyrie can play the Martis here. Oh, it's so good, though.
Right. There's just a lot of things in question. ONIC, they make sure that they get rid of the Fanny. I was going to bring that up, but they're just quick to the ball. We pull back to the priority of Outplayed. And again, we're seeing the fact that they've already banned out the Hayabusa. Might as well ban out the Link so at least the Feather Airstrike doesn't get disrupted and you don't have to waste the Bloody Hunt on Kyrie of all people. Even though I would agree. Oh, Balmon!
Kyrie,
interesting.
Kyrie did win with the Balmon day one.
Yeah, he
did. And also it's a good shout because of the ban of that carry. Because what other tank junglers were you looking to get?
This is a very, very good ban. Again, Outplay, right? Something that we weren't thinking about, the Bellman, but I honestly feel like with the Farsight and the Fredrin, they're just going to last pick the jungle. The Ling is still up for grabs.
Ling, Martis.
Exactly. I think the thing is, do they want to utilize the Arlet pick all the way to the end? That's the big question here, right?
Are they going to keep a secret all the way?
Exactly. Do they want to do that? Maybe pick up a roamer first. It's fine. It's fine like if Keyboy doesn't get this Arlet because it's already a very good lane for Boots. He knows exactly how to play this, and even if he gets countered, never mind. They pick up the counter straight up. They know. They know. Good call, Gideon. Arlet going roam.
All right.
Unless.
Unless.
It shouldn't be the case.
Yuzong jungle?
No, Arlet jungle.
Ooh, even Arlet jungle would be quite a fun time here. But for now, I think just great drafting so far coming in from Coach Yeb. They kind of revealed what needs to be revealed, and now the question goes over to Coach Dale. How do you respond to this? Because at the end of the day, Hoon is not going to have a fun time, especially with the Black Dragon form, chasing him down every single time you see the Feather Airstrike being activated.
The Ling pick is coming. I'm sensing it, man, from ONIC. So OP, maybe they want to take it away? It's too risky, though.
And that's what's difficult. From game 1 to game 2, there's still an overload of dive. It's still dive city.
It's our showtime.
Okay, we see the Claude. 8 times pick, 65% wicked man rate, 75% win rate, and Uranus into the Yuzong matchup to try and sandbag him. Interesting.
Yep.
I was imagining maybe even a Benedetta in these positions, but I guess just to slow down that traditional front to front, knowing that it's going to be a Beatrix, and plus you have that Claw to be able to jump into that backline, there's a possibility.
And also to add, there's again a lack of magic damage. ONIC are playing very similar to the game 1. Their draft will show this. What's Kyrie going to pick up?
I'm feeling Ling, I'm feeling an Assassin right now for ONIC, but if it's not an Assassin, safe pick should be just the Martis up against the Franco
or
the Fredrin.
Or Alpha.
Or Alpha. We have seen that from...
Alpha shreds all 3.
RG Slate Singapore. Let's see. Oh, they need magic. I mean, they need magic.
There's
it's
the magic.
Amon, 100% win rate. Firefox Impunity showed what this pick could do. The potential. Omwa was back in MPL Indo. In Indo, he's probably smiling.
He's loving it.
He loves Amon. He played like 1,000 games on it, I think.
Are you serious? 1,000 games? Yeah. Ooh, that's way too many games for my liking. But honestly, I was thinking even the Guxian would have been pretty okay, especially if you really want to shut down this Farsa, because again, it's not real world manipulation. You don't get a shield to protect yourself.
Now the question is, Claude has to bring Purify, so he can't technically flicker out of the Amon and the shards. Can he blink out with a Battle Mirror image?
You could try, but you really have to time it.
As soon as you see the animation stack on you, there's no getting away. It's like the Harley ult. It's like Deadly Magic.
No, you can escape with the flicker.
You can escape with the flicker, and you can get out of it with the BMI as well, but the timing is really, really key. So again, a lot has to do with what's their current ping, what's the current frame rate, and more importantly, when exactly is he going to throw it? Because this projectile, it needs to collide together. That's when you go for the BMI.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, ONIC. One more game to secure match, or the match entirely, and actually become first seed of the group.
That's right, it'll make it all the more interesting when OP does eventually meet the local champions in Burn X Flash. Looking at the start here, very similar to game 1. It's a duo in mid, both junglers starting up purple, and then a man-to-man defense in their side lanes. Interestingly enough, you hear the crowd.
This is beautiful.
It really is. It really is. It's great to hear that the crowd are both excited for OP as well as ONIC.
Boots. Got a few stacks.
He's not going to die here, right? Okay, he's
fine.
Totally fine. Okay, so early rotations, again, we are not seeing the early rotations, especially from the roamers, or even the super boost of sacrificing a little bit of EXP just to make sure that your jungler hits level 4 a lot earlier than your opponent.
Something to note, instead of the Purify, basically he's rocking the Sprint. A little bit of a throwback. It's been a few months since Sprint got nerfed itself. It's not as strong as it used to be when he got reworked, but
okay, a dive attempt right now. Best player 1 doing some damage, but Boots now going to be able to dish out some damage. Sans rotates down below. First blood is picked up, but the jungler will fall. And Reshi, he fell to the turret. The turret took him down, yeah?
Very expensive, 2 for 1.
Interesting. Best player had his ult the entire time there. I thought for sure he was gonna 100-0 somebody.
He didn't get the stacks.
He needed the stacks. He had plenty of gray health, to be fair. He was put down to pretty low, but he wanted to make sure that that kill goes over to the right people. Oh wait, hold on, Shark.
Oh man, there's another pick off right now with the endless shards as well. Kyrie's taken low, but he's still gonna be able to escape for a bit until the Emperor's Wrath comes down. Keyboy needs to be very careful now. He's jumping in with a vengeance. Walking Hoon down, just one more hit with the vengeance again!
Whoa!
Keyboy, does he do it?
Oh!
No way, Keyboy! One more hit,
Oh.
and he buys enough time. He baits Hoon over for Sans to pick up the kill, and it ends up being, I think, worth it for OP?
No, it was a mid for a roamer.
It was a mid for a roamer, to be fair, and worst off yet, Hoon was just looking to try and get the level 4 as soon as possible, and unfortunately, Sans was the one doing his job. So it's a little interesting to see how this dynamic is working, but notice that we see the macro movements across the map, right? Shark is going to start this off first, take his time with it, and then allow the rest of the... Oh, Ureshi.
Final slash. That's the end of Shards.
Oh,
down.
what?
Shark even gets a little bit of that damage, and
Yeah.
this is what we mentioned with the Uranus pick as well. That burst they needed, and with a Purify or a Sprint, you can't really escape from it.
Yeah, no, the consecration at this level of the game, the level 4, it's very slow. Now look at the aggression from ONIC, cordoning away the rest of OP. Clear turtle take for ONIC, slowly building up the lead. 500, 600 in about 3 minutes. Something to talk about here is the fact that we haven't really seen much action from the gold lane. But wait, Shark's fine.
He's all right. He's all right. But yeah, speaking of the gold lane, right? Again, this is a reverse matchup. Previously, it was going to be CW on Cloud versus on the Cloud versus Basic on the Beatrix. And I would say that Basic was actually doing a pretty good job in the lane. Now, this is a bit of a switcheroo here. CW now maintaining this lane very, very well. It's going to be a relatively difficult matchup until we get a little bit of that support, and that's when we see the rest of Outplay making their way up to this top side.
It's about a minute and a half until we get this second turtle, and we've yet to see a big ticket bite down. We haven't really seen Bloody Hunt doing much. And so far, we have to acknowledge the one, the unparalleled genius. Kairi has achieved 14 legendaries, 1 maniac, and 7 triple kills, and of course, 10 first bloods in MPL IDS 11 alone. That's some numbers right there.
Well, you know, season 10, he took home 3 trophies as well. So, you know, if you want to keep
season.
on stacking.
His first season.
His first season ever. So in the second season, the team just really clopped around him. And you can see even here, the mechanical prowess from Keyboy just showing up, able to just sidestep easily Shark's Iron Hook. And they're controlling this side of the map so easily. They're controlling the neutral objective and even giving an invade threat super early on.
Yeah, they're just making sure that OP doesn't get to beeline it for their game plan as soon as possible, right? It's about efficiency, and if ONIC can slow it down, then this is going to be a slow burner, a slow bleed until we see the item power spikes come on through. Amon, for an example, already with the Genius Wand is looking very, very nice, and the coverage of the different types of damage that we mentioned before, magic and as well as the attack and the physical damage, is looking really, really good. So people like Ureshi, he's going to need both the Dominance Eyes as well as an Athena Shield just to sustain.
And that's going to overload the economy of Outplay. Not to mention he's rocking the penetration boots. This Amon hurts, whether he finds best player, Shark, or even Ureshi, specifically Ureshi, who again has to start building what? An Athena Shield plus a Radiant Armor in the late game. It's so hard to be Outplay right now.
Oh no, Bloody Hunt is ready, Basic. He's still holding on to that Battle Mirror image. Gonna be gunned down right now as the flicker comes through. It's still gonna be 1-for-1. Gold lane for gold lane. Sans trying to escape right now. Hoon did his damage. Best player won! They just won the retrieve battle, but he gets taken out of the board as well. It's a 2-for-2, but it was a shutdown.
Ooh, how worth it was it? Marksman for Marksman, jungler for mid laner.
But here's what's unfortunate. They put the money on Shark. They gave the roamer the kills. He got 2K there.
So technically, in terms of gold efficiency, ONIC is going to come up on top ever so slightly. But at the end of the day, the itemization is going to be super interesting here, right? Oh, this isn't going to kill, right?
Whoa.
Yeah, not going to kill, but 1.8K is a lot of damage, and I think at a certain point you have to start considering whether Radiant Armor is probably the better way to go about it, just to kind of cover the situations, plus maybe even a Twilight Armor.
All right, silver lining though, given the double kill that Shark got, he already built himself a good chunk of defensive items, magically speaking, as well as best player. So they're going to try to stop this invasion. It's going to get better for them. It's going to get better. The map coverage, I'd say, much better.
I think as of right now, in the state of this game, right, ONIC are going to be leaning on the 2 linchpins, Sans as well as Kairi. Eventually, the rest of them are going to come back up into this game with their physical damage, but let's see how this fight actually breaks out.
All right, Keyboy's still holding on to that final slash, probably waiting for a few more members to be visible on the map, but both of the teams, they disengage. They know that there's nothing worth fighting for here in the mid lane, and they just transition over to that bottom lane. Basic is really rotated a bit earlier so that he can get better farm, better space to farm, but now you can already see the response. CW took the turret up top and is rotated also down below.
Yep, it's too hot up there. Not a good space, not a good place for basically missing that hook by an agent. There's a bite down!
Quicker Bloody Hunt. Kyrie's locked down right now, and the damage comes through again. Keyboy with the final splash, a bit too late to save his jungler. And now with this, they should be able to threaten this turtle or this turret take, and it should just go down for free.
That's a shutdown kill as well. Kyrie was sitting at 3-1 there.
3-1,
so
yes.
that stops the streak and gives a good amount of gold over to OP. Given what? 300 gold now. This is the first time in this series that OP are calling the shots.
Yes, and that's great because this was an amazing call coming in from Outplay, right? They sent their 3 members downside because in the previous game we saw this happen again on that second turtle. The fact that ONIC was looking to try and punish Basic.
Nice try, Grand Theft Turtle there, but Keyboy didn't have the right amount of damage. Again, this is a roamer Arlot, but look at this. Purple. Oh, best player! Nope, Sans got it. Close call. Attempted though.
Still not on Kyrie though, so I think it's still a win for Outplay. They are
Displaced
hitting
it.
Kyrie. Yeah, displaced it, and Best Player 1 has a level lead now on Kyrie. ONIC, they've lost their gold lead completely in the early game, and this is where Outplay can literally use the mid-game power spike. As you just mentioned, they utilize it instantly. Keyboy gets picked off, and Outplay are on the board.
Yep, Shark is really feeling himself now. He's getting a bit of momentum for his team. His Bloody Hunts have really turned this around for them, and the lead is slowly starting to add up. Like, look at your Ureshi. He's already finished his first item. He's almost about to complete it. At least should be completing his second item, and I think he should generally be okay for the rest of the game. But I can't say the same for the rest of the team of ONIC. How far are they going to hold back? Because if we're talking about scaling, right, it's only going to be CW and as well as Sans, who's going to be the majority damage dealer. Boots, we haven't really seen him get into the fights like game number 1, and I think they're trying to set up for that situation all over again for this first coming Lord.
And OP somehow may have gotten used to it. After game 1 and maybe a majority of game 2, they understand when and where Boots comes in with a Black Dragon form.
Yep.
So they understand that now, specifically Basic and Hoon. Looking at the items here, it's Best Player 1 versus the 1. Very low. That's a fight. Oh! Close call, close call. Loving the Radiant Armor.
Radiant Armor saves his life there, but he's a little low. He may need to recall here, or at least find something to spell vamp off of, while the rest of the team is going to pull on backwards. ONIC losing 3 of their ults compared to 1 from Ureshi. So, at the end of the day, OP will have first control over this Lord Pit.
Very, very solid. Also, Basic just getting a tier 2 turret down below, using the chaos that Best Player was able to kind of force out from ONIC, and now they are in complete control.
That's right.
First Lord spawning, 2,000 gold lead.
Peter has been doing work. The half of the map, lower half of the map, all belongs to OP. A majority of them to the name of Basically.
Yep, look at this. They're doing it again. ONIC, they're trying to make the same play like they did before. And the fact that they revealed themselves on the top side, it means that OP is going to just hard rush this Lord. And now we see ONIC, they're starting to scramble down, hoping to find an opportunity.
Oh, the Outplay Blitz. They're going to get it. Clean.
They're giving it over.
There's not much ONIC could do there, right? I mean, they are 2,000 gold behind, and with this mid-game power spike, they need to really understand that if they lose out a team fight, on top of that lose out the Lord, it's going to be too much for them to handle. So they choose to try to go for a trade, but even that doesn't work. They don't get anything off of that top lane push.
I just love the coverage coming in from both Ureshi and as well as Shark. They realize, hey, it's weird to see Kyrie on the top side. I know they can't do anything, but what about the rest of our jungle? So they start moving towards that top side, making sure they take safe paths, and they start checking brushes one by one, hoping that maybe they start spotting out the members of ONIC.
This Lord here marching down through bottom lane. Outplay taking it slow, letting the waves crash on through organically. Can I just say I missed this type of play. I missed this Uranus, where it's just a walk-in ward, and it basically baits out ults.
I have a very different opinion about that. It's just so annoying. It's so effectively good at what it does that it pisses me off. But the rest of the team, as of right now, this is the very first Lord, so we're not expecting too much of a gold swing at the end of the day, but it should be able to secure OP at least a 4 to 5k gold lead.
It's all blue. The map is all blue, almost 4k ahead. OP are knocking down on ONIC doors.
Only the base turret now left for ONIC. Really in a bad spot right now, and honestly, what do they need to do to come back? Because this composition really, really relies on some map control to get some good picks in. And with this amount of map control on the hands of Outplay, they can utilize their own pick-off composition, with Shark on this Franco continuously just threatening any and all ONIC members.
All right, let's look at the real-time victory rate here. 64%. It looks like there's quite a bit of a swing in this game, and now Ureshi's going to get attacked.
Hello. There you go. One pick over. Where's ONIC? But look at Shark. Oh, the flicker as well. Feather Airstrike comes down. Kyrie already isolated for the team, but Boots jumps in with a Black Dragon form. Now onto Hoon.
What?
He has the Petrify, but he will not use it in the back line. Basic is able to use the Blazing Duet to isolate Boots all the way. The other members are zoned out. That's the Iron Hook connecting. That's the Bloody Hunt as well. But a final splash from Keyboy connects on the 3. Keyboy jumping in front. Best player 1. Using the praises wrap, but TW dodges away from it with the flicker. Woo. And ONIC are turning the tides once again, equalizing the goal.
They overloaded Ureshi's ult, and I think, despite the respectable arsenal that this Uranus is rocking, not against 4, not like that!
Look at the damage though, man. CW gets taken down to a quarter of his HP just with one Feathered Airstrike. Kyrie clearing out, taking away the orange buff, threatening Basic as well.
Interesting. This is, I mean, it's an interesting set of things that happened. Technically, getting that mid-tier 1 turret wasn't especially necessary, but ONIC wanted to force some momentum on their side to equalize that gold to hopefully catch up to the next item, Power Spike. Keyboy sacrificing his flicker and final slash just to cancel it out to make sure that no trades will fall into the favor of OP in these next coming minutes. However, that is a big resource already gone, and the Lord, an enhanced Lord, by the way, is spawning.
Yeah, this Lord is closer to 50-50 now. Dare I say maybe even favoring ONIC, given just what happened. They rocked Outplay, who was in the driver's seat. And now check this out. Bush control. Sans does have the Bloody Hunt. I wonder. Even best player has to be careful now. Despite having awesome items, him and Ureshi, they have to be careful. They can't just keep continuing doing the wonton face checking that they were in the past 5 minutes.
4 more seconds until we see Shark get his flicker, and that's what OP is waiting for. They know for a fact that they can win these fights. They just need to find the right targets and let Shark do the work.
It's another blitz.
Keyboy has the position, conceal already. Kyrie getting the conceal as well. OP are on the Lord, they have it down, but now the Black Dragon form comes down from Boots, trying to open up the map for the team. Maybe even initiate right now. As best player 1 is able to taunt them up. Boots! Oh, the Petrify on the back line. Who's going to be targeted down with the Furious Dive connecting as well? That's the passive, rolling down. That's going to be Basic in the back line, doing so much. Best player 1 wins the retry battle. CW doing some damage back again on the Shark right now. It's a double kill for CW. It's a triple kill for CW.
Messy trade, 4 for 2. OP walks away with a big one, but ONIC took bodies.
Keyboy, he played that perfectly. He absolutely baited like a champion. He's walking in, he's hoping to cancel the Feathered Airstrike, calls attention to himself, and the next thing you know, Boots cancels out an off-tempo play for him, jumps in with the Furious Dive to get the Petrify to cancel out Hoon straight away. Let's look at it one more time because it was so good. Once that Feathered Airstrike is gone, CW can now participate in this fight. Basic tries his best to take him on the 1v1, but Sans instantly on him, decides to take the Bloody Hunt instead of anything else.
Well, you're talking about the setup, and I'm looking at the payoff, that Boots, Petrify, all-in combo, taking down Hoon as he was flying away. But again, I think that Instant Reaper was also just importantly for best player, who in the mayhem of all of that, still took away the Luminous Lord.
Wow, man, you gotta give props to best player. I was really surprised. He was 1 HP, the Endless Shards was on him as well. The fact that he just went through all that chaos and still won a retry battle against Kyrie, hey, this is his debut on the international stage. He's doing pretty good.
Yep, he's got a good pair of pants there. Could build up to something else. Maybe some way, somehow, once these Lord dances get more intense, sells the Molten Essence, gets himself an immortality.
Yeah, but I think that's going to be a very good option here. And I think, you know, at the end of the day, we are starting to move into the later stages. This is where we're expecting Outplay to start getting very, very strong, basically, and as well as Hoon having enough firepower inside of them. I don't see the Holy Glaive just yet. The Divine Glaive just yet, but it's going to be completed in a little bit, right? No objectives to fight across the map in 70 seconds to get to that point. More than enough time.
I foresee Hoon thinking twice. Should I get Immortality first or DG? Either will actually propel them towards a winning position.
It would. It would.
Oh, Shark.
Oh, best player.
Good instincts, man. Good read on the map. Almost finding Keyboy.
Yeah, but look at this. Look at the bush control that ONIC is holding on to. Again, this is the first time we've actually seen ONIC open on the map. This is the first time we've seen them actually rotating and looking for plays, especially after that last win they had in the top lane.
It's really interesting to see from game number 1, we're seeing that Kyrie's jumping in, trying to bait out and as well as buy time for the rest. And now it's the opposite, right? We are looking for Kyrie, again, still trying to bait out, but he's not a Lancelot, so he can't just use iframes to get out of it. So he has a lot less of a window to work with, but Boots and as well as Keyboy are constantly watching him to save his butt when the time is right.
It's a finer line.
Yes, he's to save his butt, Boots.
It's a finer line that Kyrie's walking this time around. So it's a quick shift in play style. Magic Sentry set up, concealed play by ONIC.
Let's see what they do with this concealed play. Oh, Boon. Good read on that. Just pops in the wings by wings, gets out safely. Outplay still have a pretty good position to contest for this Lord right now, and the gold lead doesn't really mean much at this moment. 1.6k onto the hands of ONIC right there. Winter Truncheon, beautiful item for Hoon, already completed. Now the dive won't be that much of a threat towards Hoon, and he can actually just pop in the Feather Airstrike a bit better. Skill hit rate though, 4 of 33 so far. For
there you go. All right. It's much lower than the Tyrant's Revenge earlier. That was a very high hit rate.
Well, let's not forget the fact that Shark has been using these iron hooks to clear out these bushes, so it might not necessarily be one of those stats that you can completely trust, but when it matters the most, let's see if he's going to make that difference.
Koresh is very far off. ONIC means business. They're all here.
Okay, Keyboy opening up the map. Final slash onto Hoon. He's trying to bait out that Winter's Truncheon ASAP right now, but best player won. Best player is still going at it. He wants to go. He wants to commit onto it right now. As Boots is going to be able to jump in with Black Dragon form. Best player won. Liver to opening. 50-50. Nope. It's the stun. Beautiful stun from Keyboy. Gets Kyrie the free retribution. And oh, Shark! Finds the hook, but he canceled away by the final splash. Now with the 5 for the airstrike to the back. Basic as well. With the blazing duet onto Keyboy and Boots melting him down. It's Outplay who's going to be able to dish out so much damage in the back as well. Basic. Kyrie going to fall, but he buys just some items here in time. Hoon in the back. Just dishing so much damage, spacing properly. It's a 2 for 2. ONIC won out on the Lord though, so Outplay, they need to back away and they need to respect this Lord.
I mean, we say respect this Lord. Ureshi is going to immediately start proxying. That is a fat wave on that top side. Keyboy, I don't think he should be able to wait.
Boon! 1v1 for the airstrike.
He's got it!
Oh! Got the stun! Winter Truncheon, can he do it? Oh, Keyboy's just playing with it, dodging away from the skill shot. That's one more, and Hoon has won the 1v1, but ONIC, they've cracked the base open. TW's on the base. This could be it. Number 1 in the group for ONIC.
What a play! What a move! Oh my god! Keyboy buying just the right amount of time for the rest of the ONIC members to run it down. And you can even see Ureshi's face. I'm sorry, Hoon, I gotta leave you. I have to stop the push mid.
Just like RSGSG in Group B, Group C has now been topped by ONIC.
The crowd gave me goosebumps. They yelled like it was a football match, man. Oh my goodness, but GG, well played to ONIC. Coming back from a very, very good lead that Outplay was able to hold against them in the early stage of the game on an Arlet that didn't work too well the first time they tried it. Now, it's doing its job, I would say.
Is this not the same situation when ONIC brought the Arlet Roam out against Burnix Flash? It was a very close match, but they won anyways.
I think a lot of it just comes down to how do they actually maneuver? How do they use their resources?
Oh, wow. We'd love to hear straight from the horse's mouth. Let's hear from ONIC. They're with Miki Harada on stage.
ONIC team! So I might have an interview. So the first one is Kyrie. What? Interview? Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. សូមសម្លេងហើយ ONIC មួយមក So the first question is, how do you feel about defeating Outplay and securing top spot in Group A?
I feel good that I got carried by my teammates.
Okay, ក៏អារម្មណ៍ល្អជាមួយនឹងការ secure ជាមួយនឹង sport ជាមួយនឹង Group A របស់គាត់អញ្ចឹង So the next question, between Outplay and Burnix Flash, which team do you think is the stronger team?
For me, Burnix Flash.
Burnix Flash! Okay. So the next question is to Keyboy. ONIC will be advancing to knockout as the first seed. Which team would you want to meet first and why?
Of course, Echo.
Echo, why?
Yeah, because strong.
Strong โอ้โอเคសូមសម្លេងហៅឲ្យមួយមក So the next question is still Key Boy. Okay. How do you like the Cambodia fans so far? Are you surprised that ONIC has so many fans here?
Of course, I'm happy and thank you for support us. We can do the best.
Yes, okay អញ្ចឹងអរគុណសម្រាប់ការ support គាត់ហើយគាត់នឹងខំប្រឹងអស់ពីសមត្ថភាពលទ្ធភាពជាមួយនឹងការប្រកួតរបស់គាត់ So next question, Kairi. Any word to ONIC fan?
Thank you for supporting us, and I hope you continue supporting us until playoffs.
អូខេអរគុណសម្រាប់ការ support របស់អ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាហើយក៏សង្ឃឹមថាអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នានៅតែបន្តគាំទ្រគាត់រហូតដល់វគ្គ playoff អូខេសូមសម្លេងហៅឲ្យ ONIC មួយមក Okay, so now it's done for the interview, so let's pass the floor to the caster. Thank you.
I love it. Confirmed. Cambodia loves ONIC.
And they're not even Cambodian.
Not one of them, no.
Not one of them. Not a single person. And that's the beauty of it. I have seen, did you know that behind some of these chairs are pictures of Keyboy as well as Coach Yeb on some of them? It's pretty crazy how much they love this team.
Oh man, I love the Cambodian crowd so much. That really gave me goosebumps. I still can't stop thinking about it. When ONIC won, I was loud, but they were louder. What the heck?
I've never seen a Secret Lab shake that much in my life.
All right. Last time I felt Secret Lab chairs shaking was when Blacklist played in the playoffs. They're coming up next later on tonight, but let's reel it back. Let's talk about ONIC's victory over Outplay, a 2-0. If y'all will remember, in the last moments, Keyboy actually held down Hoon, who was their last chance at defending. And there was a luminous one. I forgot that a Lord was knocking down because of how intense that 1v1 down bottom was. And now let's award our MVP. Let's give it over to CW, who actually played very similarly to how he did in game 1, but now he was the weak side. So yeah, strong side, weak side, CW, golden.
Yep, he was holding on to his lane very, very well, minimizing his interactions against basically, and more importantly, he's just waiting in the shadows. He's like, oh, I'm just going to wait for the rest of my team to do all the heavy lifting. Oh, Feather Airstrike is gone. Perfect. I'm just going to walk in and kill everybody else.
And so far, this is the CW that we always see in MPL Indonesia. The CW that never gets the light in the international stage, the spotlight. Finally, we can get to see him at his maximum potential in the international stage, on the international stage, and it comes here against OP. Even Kairi said it in the interview, right? When he was getting slain, when he wasn't really able to carry the game, CW stepped in.
Honestly, to me personally, if I had a second recommendation for an MVP, I am looking at, well, I would like to say two people, but there's a good combination. I mean, Keyboy and Boots technically were working together to stop Hoon, but Sans, the only way that we would expect Outplay to come up on top, because we know that Hoon was getting shut down a lot, was basically looking for that 1v1 against that Beatrix, and Sans said, no, it's never a 1v1. I won't let you get close to him.
I guess this is why I speak for the desk here. This MVP for Chewe was actually very, I'd say, surprising, is because whenever he would kill people, whenever he would get the payoff, it's off the back of amazing team fights like this, and we'll remember the smaller moments. But look, no, it's CW who's cleaning up house.
Calvin Winata.
That's him.
That is him.
He is just crushing it. I mean, look the team, and I would agree with Kairi's statement that, again, he was getting pretty hard carried here to a certain degree. The rest of his team were making sure they were keeping up with his tempo, and Sans, just the perfect bodyguard for CW to turn this game into their favor so very fast. Even though the early game, it went well, mid-game did not go well, late game, that's when they bounced back.
Looking at the items here, I'd say Ureshi and Best Player 1 were threading the needle. Look at this. Ureshi, his only real magic defense was the Tough Boots and the Oracle.
Wow.
Unless he was juggling, this is very risky.
I don't think you want to juggle with the Immortality to an Athena or something like that. So again, it just, I would say, a little bit of a lack of respect there from Ureshi for the magic damage, because again, sure, most damage maybe it's CW, but Sans, I think Sans is the secondary carry.
Sans and Kyrie.
Sans and Kyrie.
Yeah, that's right. That's the layering that we're expecting. I'm just surprised that I saw the brute force breastplate. It's like, yes, you do stack it up, and yes, you do get a little bit of MR movement speed, but that's like assuming that you are like 10-0 and 10-0 and 10 or something. Like you have a million gold to work with.
At some point, maybe they were. At some point, they were ahead way, right?
Yeah,
like they were 4 or 5K ahead. But looking at how ONIC clawed their way back and shrank that goal lead and eventually came out on top. Kyrie's doing some massive juggling. Look at all these, look at these baby items to whack away at the base.
I think right in the end, he tried to go for the immortality, and then he sold it to go for the end, maybe with a few more attack speed, a few more daggers.
He was on the way to a Wind Talker, maybe. Just
I mean, to be fair, he could have gone for Feather of Heaven if he really, really wanted to like maximize on the on-hit damage. But at the end of the day, let's look at the post-game stats here, and I think this will tell us the story that we're looking for. Because again, Hoon, out of the 12 kills, 83% overall team fight participation. But then look at the rest of the ONIC, right? None of them even breaking 70%.
Yeah, no, this is a clear picture of a comeback victory. And best player as the Guardian here, 134K. 134K. Not even Ureshi. It was best player who was standing in the front of most of ONIC. And that makes you think now, what was OP thinking? Yeah, we saw how they were going for a winning image, but were they going to finish? Were they going to finish, especially after ONIC